Good morning, YouTube and Facebook fans. It's Dean here. So I thought I would do a video on how to become a security guard in BC. Mainly for the fact that I've had some people offline, ask me how I got into it and what have you. And I thought I would explain the process. And it's pretty simple, you start off by having to get your basic security training, and that's offered at a number of different facilities. And the price of the course, I should say rather, is going to depend on the facility. When I took it, I paid $150 for the course. It was for a week's course for 40 hours, and you needed 60% to pass. And I got 89, I think, something like that. I passed. That's what matters. And then once you have your basic security, you have to pay for your license. When you first get it, you have to pay $120, and that's good for a year. After that, it's $60 per year, $120 for 2, $160 for 3, I believe. So, if you're going to be in the field for a long time, then it's best to do the 3-year thing, and that way you don't have to worry about it. Excuse me. The other course you could look at taking is what's called AST, or Advanced Security Training. That's more physical, hands-on, having to take somebody down, the use of restraints, pressure points, things like that. That you need 75% to pass. And again, there's different facilities that offer it, ranging anywhere from $250 all the way up to $400, just depending on who you go with. Once you've got that, I should mention another thing that would be beneficial to get would be getting first aid. Minimum level 1, level 2 if you can. It's $600 for level 2, and I don't have $600 to take it, so I only took level 1. Well, let's just, for argumentative sake, say that's what you get. You get your BST, your AST, and your first aid, for an example. Then you're set. You could work for anybody. Now, if you didn't get the AST and the first aid, and you just got your basic security, you can work for anybody. I mean, that's what you need to do the job, is your BST. Any company will pretty much hire you. Well, within reason, of course, But most companies out there are looking for people, so they'll hire people. It's one of those industries that basically there's always going to be a high turnaround, so there's always going to be work out there. People are always going to need security. Rate of pay, again, that's going to depend on the company you work for. Most standard contract companies out there, I won't mention any names, of course, but most of the big names that are out there in BC, at least, you're looking at a minimum of about $11 an hour to start. So, and unfortunately, that's what's happened in the field nowadays. Is these contract companies that are out there lowball. Well, they bid against each other for these contracts, and then they charge the client just for numbers sake, say, I don't know, $15, $17 an hour to have the guard there, but then they only pay the guy, $11 an hour. And, I mean, that's why I got out of contract work and went into private security, working in-house, because you make more money. You cut out the middleman, basically. I'm not saying that contract security companies are bad. I'm not at all saying that. What I'm saying is, pick what you want to do. If you want to work for a contract security company, go and work for a contract security company. If you want to do in-house, do in-house. If you want to be a bouncer, be a bouncer. If you want to be a loss prevention officer, be a loss prevention officer. There's many different fields within this. A lot of people use security as a stepping stone to get into law enforcement and become a police officer. So there you have it, basically in a nutshell. You know, there's a bit more to it as far as you know, when you're taking the course, what they go through as far as the law and what you can and can't do, how much force you can use, etc., etc. But if you have any more questions, or you're curious to know more about what, you know, my job's like, what have you, post a comment below, and we'll go from there. I look forward to seeing your comments, responses, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later. Clicky clicky, where's the mouse?